Yo, what up, Super Fun Force? Captain Gamester here, and as you guys know, I'll be covering some of my favorite TCGs, and this one really quickly is going to be Flesh and Blood. Now, this is a new, more like general fantasy style of card battling game, and it was created in New Zealand by Legend Story Studios, and this is their website, so you can take a look here and jump on really quick here. They have a lot of pro events. This game, and I guess a lot of TCGs in general, in order for them to be successful, they believe they must push the game to be very highly competitive, and that's cool. But I don't think that's the case. I'll make another video about that. But regardless, I play Flesh and Blood. Both are fun and also on a competitive level. I've been playing in online events and basically armories and things like that. I haven't had a chance to go to a pro tour or a pro quest, but again, based on what I'm doing right now, I used to play a lot of Magic competitively back in the days, but not sure I'm going to get into that now as much. But I still will definitely always build competitive decks in the games that I play, and I'll play them against great players. I'll play them against meta decks and so forth. But with that being said, Flesh and Blood, like I mentioned earlier, is again super highly competitive, one-on-one battling game. To me, this combines elements of deck builder games. Like if you're familiar with like Dominion, like the origin or one of the originators of the deck building game, kind of the Euro style game. But then of course it takes cues from even like anime games. The studio themselves even said that they were inspired by Street Fighter and fighting games like that. So again, it's a very like head-to-head type of game, and what you can do here is you can see like when you go to the website, the game itself, it tells you about the format, the rules, and when you go into the rules section, this is kind of nice because they give you some quick rules. They tell you about the formats. There's basically three ways to play one-on-one. There is the classic constructed, which is the most competitive. You got blitz, which is somewhat beginner friendly. Play with a smaller deck. You play with different style of heroes, but they still have a competitive season. And now they've also introduced commoner, which would be the most friendly, I guess, to beginners because you don't play with any cards that are of like a really high rarity. But again, similar to Blitz, it has a now supposedly going to have a, dedicated small kind of competitive season. So that's really cool. Again, you can go ahead and take a look here. They have like rules, accessible rules, change rules, and all that stuff. And then they're getting to building the lore. So this takes place in the world of Wraith. And then they have like Arya and all these places here. And as you like read about these places, so let's take a look at Solana. Really nice. They put a little bit of background here. My favorite has been Arya. This is the one based on elementals, which they have lightning, ice, and earth, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, when you play the game, you play this game behind a leader character, a hero. I don't really agree with this designation. My only critique with Flesh and Blood is I think that they didn't give much thought into the thematic naming conventions of the game. Like calling everybody here a hero is a little generic, especially when you have characters that look like villains, clearly. Like I wouldn't consider, Levia, Levia or Chain, a hero. I mean, if you're a villain, you still wouldn't really, call them like your hero. They'd be your leader, and that's what I liked about, for example, the anime card games like One Piece and Dragon Ball. They refer to the character that you choose as your leader, so that's a lot better. And also, just a quick critique on that. I say that because when you draw and stuff like that, when you pitch cards, when you use resources, when things go to the discard pile, they name it like Magic the Gathering. I wish they gave it more thematic names. I really like how Dragon Ball and One Piece and a lot of anime and other, board games and card games, they designate like terminology for their game that is thematic. To me, that feels more immersive. And as a player, I think it's better to refer to the game and the game mechanics and naming conventions rather than use like magic for everything. I'll do another video about that. I don't want to rant or anything, but anyways, yeah, there are so many great leaders here, guys. We'll say I play a lot. I actually played all of them, but for my main characters, I play almost half of these currently available characters that I dedicate my like, my decks to and my gameplay to. I've done some videos too. I've done some videos with like Benji. I've done some videos with probably Lexi, I think. Yeah, Lexi. But yeah, I really like a lot of these characters. And finally, they're starting to build into a multiplayer mode. And I'm looking forward to trying this out, getting some more players. They call it UPF or Ultimate Pit Fight. And again, they just kind of give you a generic place to go here, but they just tell you that what they want you to kind of do is like it's ultimately up to you and your group to determine how you want to play UPF. So, that's good and bad for certain reasons. But I do have a way that I've been trying and playing, and I want to get more people involved in that I think really takes this game to the next level. Obviously, when you look at a multiplayer battling game, you got to think of right now Magic Commander, which wasn't at all designed to be the gameplay method of Magic, but it's the most popular style now. Now, this can't play exactly like, Commander or Magic because it's a completely different game, but there are ways to capture the benefits of what makes Magic the Gathering Commander fun. So I hope to cover that in the future. And again, this game is fantastic. If you like generic fantasy, as you can see here, this is the thing for you. I mean, another one that has me really, interested in, like, got me interested in this was like, I saw like Prism, Illusionist, Holy Warrior, Bolton, and then I liked how they had, Mechanologist here, kind of like the steampunk with, yeah, Data Doll and Dash, and that's what really got me interested, because you get to play, and I never really get to play steampunk-ish games, and of course, you get the other stuff. You get like the Rune Blades, which are kind of like warrior magicians, and you got wizard class, ranger class, ninjas, and just all kinds of cool things. So definitely take a look at this game. I'll be doing some videos on it soon, and some more, and just to kind of talk about it as it continues to evolve and grow. And one last good news on this is, like I mentioned, it being like a deck building game, which was what kind of first ran through my mind. They're working hard on a co-op game, on a PvE version where, just like Ultimate Pit Fighter, you're going to play with other players, but you guys are going to be going against, like, the game or the AI and stuff like that. So they've announced it to be like a campaign mode. So look out for that, guys. I'll definitely be doing a lot of playing on that when I get the chance. All right, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget, like and subscribe so you can see some more awesome stuff from TCG games, Nintendo games, Beyblade, Nerf, and just cool toys and stuff like that, guys. All right, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget, keep your faith, say a prayer, stay blessed, be thankful, and we'll be coming back at you. Peace.